Well, I told you I had a feeling I'd be back today, and this might not be the last time. Taniah Latson has joined the South Carolina Gamecocks, man. This is wild. Not totally unexpected, but it's still wild. We know that she was Raven Johnson's former high school teammate. At this point, it's all but guaranteed that Raven's coming back, right? Has to be. She joins Joyce Edwards. Whew. That team's going to be something else. Ashlyn Watkins is coming back. They still have Tessa. They still have Maddie. That team is going to be a problem. Probably just book the trip right back to the Final Four next season. For sure, the Final Four next season. Possibly the championship game. Dawn told us they whooped our ass, but they didn't make us like it. And she meant every word of it. They didn't like it at all. And they said the bounce back starts immediately. That's wild. The number one scorer in the country, Taniah Latson, is not with South Carolina for next season. Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. I will have to see how UConn's going to respond. At this point, is anybody else still in it? I don't know. We'll talk about that on a separate video. But for right now, what we do know is that South Carolina is getting Taniah Latson for sure. I guess those old high school bonds, they work. They kicked in. I know they're going crazy in South Carolina right now, or just across the country, all of the South Carolina fans. I know Plies is loving it. We might get a new album from Plies. Who knows? We might get a new album from Plies. I know a lot of South Carolina fans personally, so I'm pretty sure my phone's gonna start buzzing with them or the Discord groups or whatever. However we communicate. But you guys let me know in the comments. South Carolina fans, how you feeling? I still haven't heard any news from my USC, my Trojans. So, you know, I'm not feeling too great personally right now. I'll be honest with you. I would like to hear a signing for USC, the other USC, sooner than later. But for right now, hey, congratulations, man. Congratulations. You guys made it to the championship game. You guys got one of the top two or three players in the transfer portal. I'm still waiting to hear Sarah. Well, I would feel a lot better if Sarah Williams would announce where she's going. But Olivia Miles announced TCU earlier today. Now Taniah Latson is joining South Carolina. Not the only news that we heard. Kendall Dudley, she's transferring out of UCLA. Kendall Dudley, she's a very interesting prospect to me as well. All summer long, I kept saying that she was a prototypical wing, a utility player that can do a little bit of everything. Probably doesn't demand a lot of shots, but still has a lot of value even without the ball in her hands. She got a lot of minutes this year doing exactly that, averaging about 2 points, but was getting the minutes, and rightfully so. They don't have a lot of players at the wing to replace what she does. So, in my opinion, losing Arnasalo is big, but you have Kiki Rice there. Losing Kendall Dudley is even bigger because they have a lot of power forwards. Tamia Gardner, Barker, Sienna Betts coming in. None of these players are the do everything wing that Kendall Dudley is. And maybe Barker has a little more utility than what they use her for this season, but she's an interesting prospect, and I'm pretty sure a lot of teams are going to be vying for her. I wouldn't mind seeing her with my squad, but we'll see how that works out. She makes the third freshman that's transferred out of there. I heard a lot of talk. Well, I heard one statement saying that the whole team will be back. I didn't believe it when I heard it. Now we know that's not true. Alina Arnasalo, out of there. Kendall Dudley, out of there. Avery Kane, as well. So that's more news that we have. Avery Howell, she's going to Washington. She'll be playing right next door to her home state, Idaho, up there in the mountain northwest. She's going with Yulia Grabaskaya from Michigan, 6'5" center. I could have sworn Kate Koval was going to go there and take her place, but that's not how it played out. They're both headed to Washington next season. They'll be playing with Savia Sellers. That's going to be a pretty nice team. Well, on paper at least. You have to see how it plays out. You never know what's going to happen, but looks like a pretty nice team so far. That's brewing there. Talia Parker, she's joined Olivia Miles down at TCU. So the rich get richer there. I mean, it's kind of hard to call them the richer right now when we're talking about Taniah Latson joining South Carolina. Let's be real. That's the rich who's getting richer. Let's just keep it a buck. But Talia Parker's heading down to TCU. We also have Jessica Peterson joining Miami. They've been getting a lot of news. So, yeah, she'll be taking her double-double down to Miami with her. Tiana Thompson's headed to Ole Miss. They've been loading up. They got rid of a lot of players that weren't playing, bringing in a lot of impact players. Tiana Thompson, she was a pretty nice player for Georgia Tech. Didn't put a lot up on the scoreboard, but you can see some of her assets popping off the screen. You can see what she brings to a team. She has nice size at the guard position, things like that. But I'm gonna go back to Taniah Latson again because yeah, this is the biggest news of the day so far. I thought Olivia Miles going to TCU would be the biggest news of the day. For them, that's just reloading. That's just them reloading. For South Carolina, and I get it, they lost Pow Pow. Tahina Pow Pow, that's no small loss. Bree Hall, that's no small loss. But to get Taniah Latson, now they're just stacking the deck, man. This is crazy. I'm not even gonna hate. Hey, like I said, congratulations to you guys. That's how you bounce back from taking a loss, I suppose. How do the rest of the fans feel? Everybody who's not South Carolina fans, does this make you feel like tapped out for the next season? Like there's no hope for your team? It's just gonna be UConn and South Carolina again? Let me know. I'm still holding out some hope for USC, but they better start making some announcements on some signings very, very soon. And start getting some impact players because it's already looking bad without Juju Watkins. I'm still glad to see Jazzy joining the team. I'll talk about them in the next video. Right now, this is about South Carolina. This is their time. My bad. This is you guys' moment. So hats off to you guys, man. She brings a lot of scoring. A lot of what her and Malaysia Fulwiley do is kind of redundant though. So she's gonna have to accept less shots. We already know that about their system. But it's not like players haven't averaged 20 there before. She maybe won't get 25 a game, but just with that system that Dawn runs, with Joyce Edwards probably gonna take a leap forward next year. With Tessa Johnson probably gonna take a leap forward next year. You wonder if her and Malaysia is a little bit redundant. Malaysia has better defense. It's been improving over the season, more athleticism there. But gonna have to see how that plays out. But it's a good worry to have. It's a good problem for Dawn to be able to figure out. She brings some maturity to the Dawn's daycare as well, right? As a senior next year. This takes me back to that game versus Texas that they lost. Came down to the last possession. They didn't really know what to do with the ball, or at least they didn't execute the plan well. Malaysia was on the bench. Joyce was on the bench. I questioned those moves, but when you think about that and you juxtapose it with the game that Taniah Latson, Florida State had versus North Carolina, where they knew exactly who was going with the ball, where they were going with the ball. Taniah Latson scored through 3 North Carolina players to seal the deal for game point. Yeah, this solves a big problem for them as far as those kind of situations, which will arise next season. So, I mean, the need for her is obvious. I don't really have to sell how good of a pickup this is. She was one of the biggest prizes in the transfer portal this season. This is a great pickup by South Carolina. That's all I've got for you guys. That's really all that can be said right now. I'll talk to you guys in the comments, man. Let me know how you're feeling. Stay tuned. There will be another video. I'm absolutely positive on this one. I'm not even going to say possibly. There's going to be more news today that I'm going to have to come back and drop pretty much immediately. Can't wait till the morning like I typically do. So catch you guys on the next video. Until then, peace.